Hello and welcome to the Motorcycle Report. My name is Ryan, and if you're like me, you want to know all there is to know about the past, present, and future of the motorcycle world. Today is going to be video number 2 on my Let's Play Casual motorcycle gameplay, and I'm happy that you're joining me today. I figure with Trials Rising coming out next year on February 12th, the new version of Trials Fusion, they have the sequel is Trials Rising showing up next year. I wanted to go back in time a little while and play some Trials Fusion just to go through and have a good time and like I said on my last video, let's see, went and played MX versus ATV Reflex and had some fun with that. So yeah, get you some chips, Doritos, Fritos, Cheetos, whatever you like. Get you a soda. Just sit back and relax, and we're gonna go through this. And so I played some of this about 6 months ago, and then I haven't played it again for since then. So I'm just kind of going back and recording some gameplay and going as far as I can go, as far as the game will let me go, and so had some fun with it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this game. This is a fun game. This is kind of like Excitebike on Super Pumped Excitebike. I would say on steroids or something, but steroids are illegal, so we can't go that far. But it's very, very cool. Like, you take the Excitebike idea and you threw in the kitchen sink and everything else included, and made this really fun game. And yeah, really enjoyed it. It can be kind of tricky sometimes, but there's lots to do, and definitely recommend it to everybody. So let's start out in the career mode. That's whenever I'm playing games, like I mentioned in MX versus ATV Reflex. That's basically what I do whenever I start out on a racing game or some game that has a career mode, is I'll just jump right into it. Yeah, and what I like about these little tracks is at the end of them you get to crash and have these silly animations of complete wipeout, even if you do everything right. So that was pretty cut and dried, pretty easy. Moving on to the next thing. Turbine Terror, the first real track. Let's see how that goes. Alright, now here I get to choose my bike. So you start with a baggie, and then you get some experience, and you can get different bikes. Next one's going to be the Roach. It's a little bit more stable, a little bit higher end than the baggie. Even though the baggie's fun, the Roach seems to work a little bit better. So I'll grab that one and be on my way. Turbine Terror. Yeah, I recorded this about a week ago and haven't gotten around to the audio yet, so I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. I'm sure there's going to be lots of crashes. Oh man, you drop in, riding along up some stairs. And in this game you can't really go to one side or the other of the track. It doesn't make you move. It doesn't let you move up or down. You can only move left and right. And yeah, there's a wipeout. He always looks like he's in so much pain. It's like, what is that move? I don't even know what that is. Look away if you're offended, I guess. And yeah, so no spinning in the air, just trying to land the jump. Oh boy. And yeah, that's gonna be definitely a neck break. All right, so down here, onto the rocks, onto the jump. Just the construction of this thing. Can you imagine having to build this? Obviously, a fantasy world. There's really nothing realistic about this game, as to where there was somewhat realistic parts of MX versus ATV. This is all fantasy. Some of the mechanics are, maybe a little similar to an actual bike, but oh yeah, the finish with the windmill coming down. I think that's my favorite part of the game, is at the end of these crazy animations. Alright, so I guess I did well enough to move on. Like I said, I played this about 6 months ago and won some medals and stuff, and then haven't played it since then. I've just been playing other games, but if this is the only game I had, I would play this again and again and again and again. It is super fun. It's one of the most fun I've ever had in a motorcycle game. Like I mentioned in my first casual play video, I think my favorite motorcycle game of all time is Excitebike 64. But this is way fun also. The good thing about it is you don't have to, compete with other riders or anything. You're just competing on the track and just watching the bike as it moves along on the track is a voyeuristic type of enjoyment. Even if I was just watching this and not actually playing it, it's fun to watch. Like now. Oh man, how do you land that? And you go up over. It always seems like you're so close to on the verge of a crash. Look at that, like caught right before I fall in. That's cool. So yeah, everybody in the comments, let me know what you're chomping on today. I'd like to hear about your snack food. For me, if I had a choice, I'd be eating Cheetos and Doritos and drinking some Coke or 7-Up. I like 7-Up more than Sprite for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, here we are at the observatory on the loading screen. We'll see how this place turns out. It's kind of dark. I always say in video games, if you see it as dark, they're hiding something, or they don't want to work as hard to animate that particular level. Or it could be a level that they've made and they've just darked it out for another level so that they can have 2 levels in one. Now if we could just get somebody who knows how to play the game to do a good job, we'd be all set. That's cool, like an elevator that lifts you up and shoots you into the air. And that's part of this thing, is that it's so fantastical, that it's so ridiculously the happenings are so ridiculously portrayed that it's unbelievable, and I think that's a big part of the fun. But you learn how to land jumps. Later on, you learn how to do tricks, and at the end, yeah. Now I want you to watch these balloons. The one on the right, not the yellow one, but the one coming up at the end here. You'll see my character like laid out on the balloon. It's kind of funny. On the red balloon, you see him? He like fell onto the balloon and now it's going into the air. That's hilarious. Yeah, there he goes up as he ascends. All right. Well, it's got a bronze there. Nothing better. Didn't better my last score. I do prefer much the brighter tracks and scenes in all video games. I like to see what I'm doing instead of have it be dark. So I think I have to go with the Roach for quite some time, unless you're getting golds on every race or something where you can actually unlock another bike. And I'm sure that would make it easier to get through with a better bike, but I'm sure this one's suited for the levels also. All right, here we go with the drop in and down onto the dirt. Nice scenery in the background. You can see a mountain out there. I'm trying to land them on the downslope, point it down. This track's kind of cool because it actually rotates around. Kind of does like a 180 half circle type deal. It's nice and bright and clear and still easy to crash on if you're not careful. Yeah, let's try that again. Kind of tough to get the hang of it, but once you do, they start throwing lots of interesting obstacles at you. See, and then there's a kind of a turn to the right. Yeah, that makes it kind of neat, kind of fun. And good. And once again, you know, gotta wipe out at the end. Oh, there's a fire. So yeah, and that's another thing that's pretty fun about this is that you have just quick little tracks and you go on to the next thing, and it's I'm sure in real life it's much more difficult if you're get on a trials bike and try to do some of these tricks and jumps and stuff than it is just to watch it in a game. Let me get a drink of water. After I talk for a while, my mouth gets kind of dry. Alright, dropping in. It's a little dark, but not as dark as that one track before. And here we are heading along. So what you do have to do here is you go to the different checkpoints where the light goes green, and then if you crash, you only have to start back at where that light is. You don't have to start the whole thing over. Boom! Love that jump. So yeah, this is definitely representative of Excitebike. Like years later, you could actually call this like Excitebike for the new millennia. Excitebike New Millennium. Something like that. And boom. Hey, I got a gold medal. I think that was my first gold medal. There, I'm like floating in the water or something. Yay! Next up, balancing act. Good old roach bike. Yeah, let me know if you're eating chocolate too. I love chocolate. I'm kind of on a diet these days, trying to watch what I eat, so I always like to hear about what everybody's munching on. It can live vicariously through your joy. Jumping over an explosion. And okay, so on this one you try to I see. It tells you the distance, how far you go before you crash. I think it does that on all the tracks though. I remember there was a game like this that was on computer that was a very rudimentary type version. I don't remember what it's called. It might have been just the earlier version of the Trials, same series. I can't remember which one I played before, like many years ago. This is definitely upgraded from that. This game was made in 2014, I believe, and it's a pretty darn good looking game for 2014. Feels like it was made this year, and for what it is, you know, it's fun. It can be a lot of fun. Alright, looks like we're getting into the snow.
Welcome to the Samsara Industries training program, level 2.
Welcome back, Ryder. It's me, Cindy. Let's work on some intermediate techniques. Decline the stereo, lean forward and accelerate. Sometimes you'll need to balance yourself properly to prevent a crash.
Whoa. Faceplant. Oh. That didn't turn out very well. How come he's always shimmying when he crashes? It's like he's having some kind of a conniption fit or something. I don't know what's going on there. Ow. Okay. I landed that one.
Let's try a backflip. When you reach the top of the ramp, lean back to flip over.
No sweat. Backflip, man. Oh yeah, no problem. Well, maybe a problem. I got that far though, and that was luck. Dropping off there.
Forward off a ramp instead of going up. Just lean forward.
Just lean forward. It's easy for her to say.
Another training complete. Let's hit the
Slam.
showers.
Falls over.
Take a shower. I'll update my drivers.
Oh, taking a shower. Alright. That was kind of enticing for a moment. No, don't think about it. Ski or ride? It's kind of like skiing, I guess. Put some skis on the wheels. I could, I guess. Drop into the log, up on the snow. Oh. So this game I got for free. Another free game for me from the Xbox Live Gold or whatever that's called. Sometimes you get free games. I got this, I think, last year. Yeah, a little flip there, and then a nice long ramp to land on. That's what works. And like I said, the nice thing about this is you can't miss landing on something because you're directed to it. I did a flip again at the end. Always at the end, they gotta have you crash. Another gold though. That works. Works for me. I'll take a gold because I'm just that good. You're right. Yeah. Really, anybody can play this. This is really playable for even more so than this game is much more playable than like MX versus ATV Reflex. This is something older people can play, younger people can play. Everybody can get some joy out of it. If you wreck, no big deal. You get to start over, and every new track is full of new challenges, new things to explore, new areas to ride up. That makes it fun. Just a good variety. You gotta be careful when you overcorrect though, because you wipe out just like that. Riding on the pipe. Oh. They make it interesting, don't they? They have lots of ambient obstacles of distraction. I don't think they actually affect you, like the explosion doesn't bother you and stuff. Oh, here we go. It's like that goofy sound effect when he falls off a high plateau or a ski slope somewhere. He falls into the abyss. Woo hoo hoo hoo. One of those types of deals. Let's see. No new metal there. I didn't even practice. Can you tell? Shivering Isles. What have they got in store here? Oh, cool. I don't see any snow here. This may have been misnamed. Seems more like or am I looking at it wrong? I'm looking at the colors wrong. I don't know. Looks more like a desert mesas strung together in some way. Or maybe there is some snow. I don't know. Oh, didn't make that jump. Yeah, okay, there's snow on there. I think. Looks like sand, too. Well, that didn't turn out well. Yeah, each track gets slightly more difficult than the last. Yeah, I just like these ambient challenges. Oh, falling down into the temple's crevasse. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-wee. Oh, we got some career money earned. Not real money, of course, just money on the game that you can spend on stuff. Like, outfits and different funny helmets and stuff. Different characters. Okay, peak performance. That's a play on words, It's like a snow peak, but like peak is like your best performance, right? So two meanings. Kind of like the word red. And you're peeking at my performance as you're watching this. Aha, dad humor. Oh, wipeout. There's a satellite in the background. I guess somebody's in there in that little building watching TV back there. Oh man, having a tough time. Cool thing about this is if you get into a bad situation, you just hit the the B button and it resets you. Oh, yeah. Wipe out. There's nobody in there to help me out, If I wreck, it's all. I have to buy my own, season pass and do it on my own. There's nobody around to help me out. Dang it. All right, deep freeze. There's so many tracks on here. There's got to be, like 100. I don't know exactly how many, but quite a few. I only got so far because the free version, now they come out with DLC that they want you to pay for. So for the free version, you can only go so far. I may end up getting some more. Whoa, that's not going to be good. Face plant. And I may end up getting more and playing some more later on. We'll see. Oh, just barely hung on the front tire. It looks like there's like a Volkswagen Bug buried under the snow around that last jump. Up a ladder. It'd be like a ladder stretched across the crevasse. Interesting. It is, like, all the creativity that went into these tracks is amazing. Just the layers and layers of different things. Oh, I made it. Unwrecked. But I made it to the green. Okay, cool. Sometimes you got to do whatever you have to do to get to the next part. Yeah. Oh, didn't quite catch that. Yo, you know what he reminds me of? I don't know if anybody here remembers the movie. If you haven't seen it, it's so funny. But when he's shimmying on the ground like that, when he wrecks it. Oh, wait a minute. I'll tell you in a minute. There he goes, falling into the mall or whatever, through the glass. But yeah, when he's shimmying on the ground, there's this movie from the late 1980s called Weekend at Bernie's, where this guy ends up dying, gets a mafia hit and injected with some stuff that kills him. And it's a comedy though, and these guys have to pretend like he's alive, so they put some sunglasses on him and kind of tie their shoelaces together and walk around with him, and he looks like he's shimmying along, and he's not alive, but he kind of looks like he might be stoned or something, or be under the influence of something. And so if you haven't checked out Weekend at Bernie's, that's a lot of fun to watch for the shimmy. They've certainly done a good job of replicating it here. And here's an interesting track. How many millions of dollars, billions of dollars would it cost to create something like this in real life? I mean, wow. Only only in video games, folks. Only in video games. That's what makes it fun. Nowhere in real life could you run this track. It just doesn't exist. Yeah. Really a lot of fun. You don't have to worry about navigation too much. Like I said, you're only using the left and right angles of the stick on the controller pad. Up and down doesn't do anything for you, so you're locked into a line. Fun little stuff like getting shot up in the air and, hey, I got a silver medal, while looking unconscious for no reason. He's not shimmying there. I guess it didn't hit that hard. Yeah, new medal. Silver, silver. Alright. Where's the gold? Alright, let's see what's next. We got the big air coming up. I don't think I really got the gist of this part. You had to press like X or some button to fly off the motorcycle and fly in the air and get a whole bunch of feet to get a long jump. Of course, I didn't do that. So press Y, it says, when you get in the air and you'll fly across. Didn't do that. But I got longer than the last time I went. Yeah, that might be a fatal crash. That could be. Yeah. Certainly looks like it anyway. I've seen some motorcyclists on ski jumps. I'm sure they're on YouTube somewhere. You should check them out. They get these brave souls who are jumping their dirt bikes on ski ramps. How cool is that? So trying to imitate, fantasy as much as possible in reality. Training program number 3.
Welcome back, Tiger. Today we'll learn some advanced techniques. On a steep hill, take it slow. Lean forward and don't press the gas pedal all the way.
Lean forward, don't press the gas pedal all the way.
Here's an important bit. The bunny hop. At the edge of the gap, pull back to raise your front wheel. Then quickly lean forward to nudge yourself into the air a bit.
No problem. Just pull back and lean forward. Yeah. That's not. There he is doing the Weekend at Bernie's shimmy. Try it again. One more time. Not easy to do, folks. Yeah. So yeah, back up, get a little bit more
Try another bunny hop.
speed.
Remember, back
Made it.
forward quickly to
Barely made it. Sure, no problem. Yeah, just land on my face. That'll do it. Yeah. Could really use a Hershey's bar right about now, as I'm watching myself smack my face into the into the next ramp. That's not easy to get through. Okay. A wall.
Some objects can be knocked over. The laws of physics apply to them as well as you.
No problem.
One more lesson. Drive onto this seesaw, and when the far end starts to rise,
Seesaw, that's like my career in trials motorcycle racing here. Much of a seesaw. Things go bad quickly. Landed that one. Alright. It took me 2 times there. And of course the customary crash at the end. It looks like it's maimed me once again.
to a bunny hop.
Alright, so training program 3 completed. The question is, which do I like more, the original Excitebike or this game? And, for the time, the amount of creativity that went into the original Excitebike, I'm sure equals the creativity that went into this game. It's just been years since that one was released. And on the Excitebike 64, they also had a side-scrolling version built into that game, so you could kind of do a kind of like this. Certainly not as many different varieties of backgrounds and stuff like that, but you could do different jumps on a track and all that. Look at that train underneath going by. But yeah, this game has got a lot of lasting power. Something you want to play over and over again to really get good at it. And it's always good to see new tracks. And then they've got a whole bunch of tracks online that people have made that I haven't gotten into, but I would really like to check it out. Oh, there he goes, diving into the street. Ow. There goes the... I'm waiting for the Weekend at Bernie's shimmy. I got a gold medal. Nice. Yeah. All right. But I don't think you could pay somebody enough to get out in real life and take on these kind of tracks. It would definitely be a killer if you take make a wrong move. So park and ride. We'll see what this one's about. Oh, there's a bus, it looks like. But it makes you feel like you're really good at balancing, because there's no way that you can run off the track. You just go straight forward. So yeah. But no, I was saying about there's a whole bunch of tracks on the online community that people have created, and I really wanted to ride some of those tracks and check out what people have created. You know, they have tracks of the day, tracks of the week, or whatever. Most difficult for experts, least difficult for novices. Of course, I'd want to try out the novice tracks first and see how those go. But yeah, some of those difficult ones might be interesting. But the way things are going here, I might not ever get through them. So much fun, though. It is a little bit of, when you're leaning forward, you kind of become limp. I'd like to see a little bit more of a stoic rider. He's kind of wimpy. More stoic like myself. No. Like, you couldn't pay me enough to do this in real life. You got the water fountain. So yeah, that makes these tracks kind of fun too, is with the animations at the end. All right. So let's see what's next. And now we've got Blimp My Ride. I imagine there's some blimps involved. Still going with the Roach. This is what you get for the free version. You don't get too many upgrades and stuff. Not too fast. Uh-oh, a dark track. But actually, this one's pretty dang creative. Riding up onto a blimp here. Reminds me a little bit of the Blade Runner movie. All the nighttime city. There's the moon in the background. Yeah, you got a novice rider, me, on like a pro type track, it feels like. And if you're afraid of heights, it isn't much fun either, but yeah, it's just a video game, doesn't matter too much. So I actually think I had to cut this part together in my editing, because I don't know how many times I tried to get through here and finally made it. So, if it takes you 10 times, don't feel bad. Just know that you're not any better or worse than me, which isn't saying much, but yeah, I'm just out to have fun, have a good time. Another thing about this game too is the amount of sound effects. There's more sound going on, more things happening around you than there are in, and it makes it more stimulating than there are in MX versus ATV Reflex, or I'm sure a lot of the motocross games or or even the street racing games, the Superbike games. So you've got lots of external kind of stimulus as far as what you're listening to. Makes it fun. And the motorcycle sounds appealing. And so you can hear the water. You see the wipeout. A successful drop in. Okay, that's better. All right, motorcycle statue. Going over that. I'm actually not wrecking here. It's amazing. Wait a minute. Quick restart and it's all good. Going over a little submarine. A little corporate submarine. That looks like water you're riding in. I'm not sure. Up onto a yacht with a helicopter pad. No, tried to make a cheap ending to it. Didn't work. I like a stupid wheelie type thing. All right, well, made it that time. Uh-oh. Looks like the boat's gonna run me over. Watch out, Bernie. Swim, man, swim. There's a scene in Weekend at Bernie's where he's out on the water. They're dragging him behind a boat. He's like tied up to it. People think he's water skiing or something. Not at all. He's like running into pylons and stuff. And ding. Oh, there's Bernie hitting the pylon again. All right. FMX training. See how that goes. If I remember this one, I remember cutting a lot of this out because it lasted forever. Trying to figure out how to do these tricks. And it's just a combination of moving the left stick and the right stick in opposite directions or corresponding directions to engage certain tricks. And you have to do whatever's on the screen behind you. You have to replicate that trick, and it can take a lot of different stick configurations to finally get there. Oh, there we go. So on here, yeah, I'm just showing you when I finally figured out how to do some of these things. But I was trying it for a few minutes. It's like, well, how do you do that? Yeah, let's turn the wind off. That was kind of tough. I landed the Proud Hero. Oh, I didn't get any points for that. Guess it didn't complete the trick or something. Okay, well that unlocks the Foxbat Authentic Trials bike, I think. Now what's she going on about? All FMX tracks are unlocked. Alright. And so for some reason the ramp is shimmying. Alright, I can never get to the racing license number 4 for some reason. They didn't make it available on this trials version. Funny play on the word, but a trial version, I meant. I think you have to pay money to keep going. They want you to. But I did get in a few more tracks with the Foxbat, so let's check that out. Looks like a lighter version, maybe more nimble, easier to control for jumps and the like. FMX Daredevil Showdown. Alright, riding through the ring of fire, trying to land at something. It's like a water slide. It's not. Yeah. Catching some air there. Superman and a front flip. Okay, I'll take it. Alright. actually doing really well here. I didn't even have to edit out all my mistakes because there's one right there. Lots of fire rings. That's what you like to have in your stunt type game. So I guess, yeah, this is like Trials, but more like Daredevil type of a deal. And I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Oh my goodness. That's gotta feel kind of warm, I would think. It's still burning. No one's running in to put me out. I mean, come on. Where's the fire crew? I'm on fire. No new medals, not surprising. I'm not good at the Daredevil, or at the trick stuff in the Daredevil game. Alright, let's crank. Let's see what that's about. Skill game, crank. Alright. Gotta keep your adrenaline level up. Okay. So the point of this is to keep your adrenaline level up so that it doesn't drop to nothing, and then therefore the game will end. You see the yellow bar on the left. As long as that stays up, you're good. But if it comes down to nothing, then you gotta end the game. Or this track, anyway. Another dark track. I like the green wheels, though, the glowy. I guess that means you're in the green, you're doing well. If they change to yellow or do worse... Oh! Got to red there. How far can I go? And they turned red, so that was it for me. New event unlocked. Cactus Challenge. Well, we had one in this series of tracks in the snow. Might as well have a series of tracks in the desert. And the TKO Panda is unlocked. And I won a gold medal. Are you kidding? Amazing. This game's all about practice, though. You know, you've got to, and I haven't practiced much, so anybody who actually goes back and becomes kind of a student of the game and really learns it has got a lot to do. There's lots of tracks to be a part of, and everyone's a little different than the last, unlike the MX versus ATV Reflex, where they just have you kind of going on the same tracks or going backward on the same track, and all the sound effects are similar, and yeah, this is just a far better game in my estimation. It's also newer, though. It's about 5 years newer. Not made in 2008 or 9, made in 2013, 14. Look at all the visuals. It's beautiful. Oh, looks like I caught the lip of the bricks there. Flipped me over. Why do I feel like I'm in ancient Rome or Egypt or someplace? Oh, face plant. But I made the checkpoint, so that's good. Just all the little extra details that they put in, stuff crumbling and the background. Just the 3D of the background really makes this enjoyable. I wish the bike was a little bit more controllable, but that's part of the gameplay, is to see how well you can maneuver back and forth. Need to get a little extra running room on this one, so I backed up. There we go. Oh. Open over, no problem. Oh, caught the lip of that cement block. I almost think they like to see a crash at the end. It just makes it fun, I guess, but sure would be painful. Lots of hospital visits. Alright, no new medals. Looks like I've never been on this track before since I unlocked it this time. Stormtrooper. Yeah, when I was playing this, I was thinking probably nothing to do with Star Wars, but it's a funny play on the phrase. Yeah, but I don't see any, Imperial troops running around, so I'm sure they meant something different. Alright, let's see what bikes are available. We got the Roach going on the Stormtrooper trip. So I guess that's supposed to be me. I'm the stormtrooper. Trooping through the storm. Yeah, and what a storm it is. That's a heck of a desert storm. Oh. That was a generous land they gave me. Well. Up and over. Yeah. Doesn't always work out the way you want it to. Got to get another good run at the jump. Yeah, just a little bit less dexterity on the bike would be welcome. A little bit less. I have just as much fun watching him go through and hit the jumps and land perfectly without having to use really any skill. But, you know, you have to make some challenges up as well. Like this straight up jump coming out of a landing right down in the middle of the low point. Now it makes me want to get, you know, friends interested and have them run times and try to beat their times. It could be a lot of fun. Backing up for maximum speed. Landed it. All right. I guess that's another way to kind of scrub out the background too, is put a storm in there, and then you don't have to put all those background details. Get blown away with the wind of the storm. I don't know why I'm so critical of games. I'm always talking about different ways that they like to kind of cheat the issue of backgrounds and details and stuff. But this game is so detailed, I can't have many complaints because there's new things to see all the time, new areas to explore. So I'm just kind of looking at the bikes. Bike not allowed, so I have to use the Roach. Some of these tracks, I'm not sure why they won't let you use certain bikes, but this is a unique one I remember running into, where everything's in silhouette. It's kind of a different view. This was would be like a similar feel to the earlier versions of this game, I would think, where you just have a silhouette out there. It's not quite as detailed view, a little bit different camera view. Yeah. Easy to wipe out as usual. But fortunately I made the checkpoint, so off I go. But I remember this is one of my favorite, even though you can't see much of the detail, you can see the outlines of it. And this is one of my favorite tracks in the game, and I hope that they come up with more of these types of tracks. It's the side view. Really like it. Looks like on here you got ramps where you can go up or under. If you land beneath, see like right there, you can still continue on. But maybe if you land on the higher ramps, you get better time. You can get through it quicker. You get your speed up and get going. A little tough to see in parts where you're going to land and stuff. But, you know, it's part of the challenge. Yeah, I think I'm going to end on this track. This game's a lot of fun. Lots of stuff to do in it. Highly recommend it. Check it out. All right, everybody have a good one, and we'll talk to you later. That ends this report. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more, please click the subscribe button, and thank you, and I will talk to you soon.